All right.
All right.
All right.
Chester White.
Who's that then?
The Chester White is a breed of domestic pig, which originated in Chester County, Pennsylvania.
I don't feel
you thought
bad
it
for
was a
anyone named
person.
Chester White.
Imagine if that was Flynn's name in Breaking Bad. Chester.
Who the fuck is named Chester?
Old white people.
Yeah. And pigs, apparently.
There's a guy. There was like a famous World War II guy called Chesty Puller.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. So last we left off, you had departed from Marion.
Yeah.
Looking to make your way to Custer, but first by going to Morricone Springs to settle some disputes about some trouble with the sinkholes caused by the worms to help accelerate the building process. Lydian, on the way there, you found an old abandoned sewer in which Dwight found a bunch of old 70-year-old coins that he thinks are worth quite a bit, and in addition to also being legal tender. But down in that sewer, y'all got attacked by these like ghouls that were afraid of water. You managed to get out of there, and then you went on to Morricone Springs. Yeah, Lydian managed to talk to Marif Bragg, talked him into being able to pitch the idea of getting the transportation service inside Morricone Springs as well as the construction service.
Kind of relented a little bit and just said, well, let's move them in till the job's done, see how you feel.
Yeah. With the idea that it could just be temporary. They don't have to stay there. Doesn't have to be a ongoing setup just until the construction's done. And that made it a lot more palatable. And from there, you moved on from Morricone Springs to go to Custer proper. But along the way, Lydian and Flora fell into a massive hole, a massive pit, and found an old, and were then had to avoid an old a large drilling vehicle that was like very old and had been spurred back to life. There was a skeleton inside the cockpit. Flora got out of there as a bird, but Lydian couldn't climb out in time. Fell onto it and went on a whole adventure with it, trying to figure out its controls. Nico got involved as well. Very nearly blew the whole thing up, but Lydian sought advice from God so as not to destroy the thing because he wanted to see if he could profit from it, and by keeping it in one piece. And so he managed to hit the off switch, or not hit the off switch. He managed to cut the wires and get the whole thing to stop like that.
Jesus is my co-pilot.
Yeah. And after that, he used a spell to find out that the thing was 5,000 years old and powered by its engine is powered by the light of Pathaton. So you know its origin, you know how old it is, how it's powered, and yeah, that was where we left off.
So we are still like on the road. We have
you're on the road. Yeah, in fact, the first roll we need to do is Nico's navigation roll.
Oh boy, time for
Because
Nico.
we cut out before we did that. We were in the middle of a perilous journey, so let's.
Which is intelligence.
Yeah.
Nico is very smart.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
No,
All
I
right.
fucking wasted it. I could have used that later. Oh well.
Okay. So that navigation's gonna go fine. So I guess
Nico actually invented a GPS on camera.
I guess the question now is, what are you doing with that old bulky machine.
Well, I wanted to have us repair it up and get it functioning somewhat again and drive it.
Nico is buying this
Because
idea.
now I know the controls.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I just kind of turned to Nico and said, Nico, what we have here is ancient technology. This is 5,000 years old.
Yes. No one has touched this.
We are but mayflies before this thing. But you and me, we may get it to fly again.
My God. So this is so this is how scientists felt when they discovered the atom.
When they discover the atom.
I don't know if they
I
actually
like the scientists discovered the atom and were like, these things are so fucking old.
We are but mayflies before this atom.
Yeah.
Nico, do you understand? This thing has been powered up for 5,000 years. We could take this to Custer. We could walk all over their transport
more
service.
of them.
We could make so many more. The city would have no choice but to buy from us.
And imagine the construction. Imagine the feat of engineering to reverse engineer this.
Imagine the profits.
This is my destiny. I have to do it. I have to do it. Cut to a Disney song.
Cut to it exploding.
Yeah, Cherry's, playing the music leads to... That is one of my things, my regret about just the logistics of tabletop games, and is I feel like if this was, like, a show or something, there would just be a lot of musical numbers by way of Cherry being here. Like, I feel this would be a character's breakout into song to, like, market invention type party.
Yeah, no, like Lydian
Lydian's singing about money and Nico's singing about discovery.
Yeah, that thing. Oh, what's it called? But you know that thing they do in musicals where, like, the final part, they, like, people sing different lyrics over each other?
Yeah.
Nico talks about how great this would be to make, and, like, Lydian just, the money.
Or, like, Mr. Booze from Family Guy. Shit like that, I feel that would be happening a lot, Or exactly what you just like.
But if we can't get this thing moving again, we might need to tow it, and I don't know that we have the horsepower for that.
Well, we don't have the meteorite anymore.
No, that would do not.
Yeah.
Well, pinch comes to shove, I guess Flora could turn into a horse, then we'd have 2 horsepower.
Can't she only be a horse for, like, half an hour?
We could, take breaks.
No, we require something that's...
I bring up my transport service to come and collect us, like the fucking AA.
Actually, Nico is like... Perhaps if I could engineer this and this to modulate the output, and Lydian is hi, I need pickup. How long will it take?
Could you come collect us? We're in the desert.
Yes.
Like, we
15
talk
minutes.
We say horses. There are larger beasts of burden in this setting. We saw the fucking
I played one of them.
Apex Crusaders.
Oh yeah, they
like,
had big lizards to pull stuff.
They had like ankylosaurs.
Yeah, and besides, I played one. His name is Axe.
Well,
let's call the fucking no one up so they can give us a tow. They roll up in their tank and it's like, cool, are you gonna tow us? Something like that, and then Axe just pops out and starts dragging the drill.
Lydian like kind of clambers out of the thing. How big is this device?
Let's see. I'm gonna say it's like
a tank or a car or a van.
Yes, sort of like a tank.
It's
like I'm gonna say it's like
Oh, I was personally thinking it was one of those really massive fucking.
Nah, you gotta remember the cockpit could barely fit the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought that was just because Lydian was big. It's big.
He's not so big that he fills out a whole like.
Yeah, no, I in my head it was something like this.
Is Lydian like fucking golden Homer, 14-karat gold, massive.
Yes.
I think that should be Lydian's endgame. Like, if Lydian gets a dragon wish to be the biggest man in the world and also made in gold.
Do you see something different, Nico? Yeah, you're 12 feet tall and then made of karat gold.
14-karat gold.
Karat gold? I think I was literally telling Snake the other week that is like in my top 5 Simpsons bits.
Oh,
ever.
speaking of Simpsons, this is just a bit off topic, but like, I've now seen 2 videos saying The Simpsons is good now. I don't know if this is part of a psyop or something. What?
Standards
I'm
have just fallen so low. But I'm gonna guess. Well, yeah, Lydian just eyeballing this. I think is gonna guess the horse is not gonna be able to move both the cart and this fucking thing. Like that.
Yeah.
Way. Yeah, we need something else.
Well, it's because it's.
I'm gonna say eyeballing it. Eyeballing it, it's about 2.5 Lydians tall.
And Lydian's, I think, 6'4" or something.
Yeah.
Like he's a tall guy. He's an elf.
It's about 2.5 Lydians
King
tall.
Lydian.
Well,
And
I
that's
pulled
with its legs up. That's with its legs out.
You know what then? Let's try the most obvious repair thing, which is I go to Nico and I point out the cables I just fucking yanked, and I'm like, rewire that, put that back together.
Very well. It will be my pleasure. Nico scurries over there to fix this. I guess this is, what would that be? Would this be your rig? Or
well, you already did let me see that last session.
yeah,
That you could repair it by you might fix it by cabling the wires back together.
yeah, I'll do that. Do I have to roll for it or?
Let's see. I guess roll intelligence.
Should I assist?
Oh,
Can I assist?
I
do
quick
know.
on the draw
I did talk to the machine.
Yeah, I guess you can assist.
Yeah.
Lydian just goes.
Can I do arcane art? I can play. You know that like music for ADHD to concentrate to. I can play that to assist the. Wow.
Well, you can still play it. It just won't help.
Please do some repair montage music.
I was gonna say no, because that's the thing. You coordinate your allies' teamwork. The next time an ally aids another, they grant +2 instead of +1.
Oh wow! So it could be an 11 instead of a 10. That's so amazing.
That would come in handy.
No. It would be Lydian would be giving Nico a +2 instead of a +1.
Yeah, to make his roll an 11 instead of a 10.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Anyway, so yeah.
All right. So yeah, you managed to cable it together, restoring functionality to the machine.
All right.
I like to think the repair was actually Nico going yes and yes. Lydian's going. It's that. Actually, it goes there.
This wire goes to that wire goes to that wire. Yeah.
And once we're good, I guess then, did we get Urema back? Have we gotten the horse?
Yeah, Dwight went and fetched it.
Alright, cool. Let's, I'll drive this fucker then, and and I'm driving that to Custer.
Oh, Nico is definitely just sitting on top of this thing, like, Gus studying, like, yeah, Nico isn't sitting that shitty low-tech fucking cart anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you think you're better than the cart now?
This thing is better than the cart. So yes.
Actually, when they do the hot wiring, like a hatch opens up and they find there's more inside here, and there's like 7 more skeletons. One's really big. One has like sort of batwing arms. That pilot actually had like 2 mechanical arms attached. The one Lydian shoved out of there.
Oh, on that note, yeah, we should probably get rid of the skeleton. So I toss that on the road.
Okay.
Wow, I'm gonna bury it.
Just a skeleton on the road.
Do we have time to bury it?
You know what? Well, you guys are figuring it out. No, I'm gonna do this. Cherry gives the skeleton a burial on her own.
Okay.
All right.
You guys unearthed a lot of dirt. Otherwise, it would probably be hard to break it up. But like this thing tore up a lot of things, so she does her best to give it a proper burial.
Yeah,
And she says a prayer for it. Does a prayer song.
Nico just, can you keep it down? I'm trying to do science.
You're trying to do like a prayer for him and then just... vroom, vroom.
Vroom.
No, she doesn't, she ignores outside noise.
Mm.
It's in another language you don't understand. It's
The language of caring.
Yes, that's Cherry's part of his party. She's the one with the heart. Nico is the brains, and Lydia is the one with the cash.
I think
Yeah.
Cherry so far has potentially, arguably, taken the most morally repugnant action out of the three of us. The most callous and...
Yeah.
Just imagine
Snake knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Cherry telling Lydian, like, oh, you wouldn't understand this song. It's in an ancient language of the elves, and then walking away as Lydian's face contorts.
I like to believe, actually, that Cherry has not realized Lydian's an elf yet. I don't know why that thought is really funny to me. She probably has. It's probably come up, but I want to believe it hasn't. Just like one day Cherry just makes a joke about knife ears and Lydian's like, you realize.
Oh, I thought you were an orc. I've never seen an elf weigh that much.
Wow,
you've never seen anything.
He got you there.
Okay,
Never heard an elf weigh that much. I've
Oh,
never
so,
heard an elf's footsteps so loud.
the way you're piloting this, I'm gonna say, like, with the functionality you've managed, like, you know how to control, you know some basics of how to control this thing. So I'm gonna say you don't know how to like make it go really fast or anything. Like,
That's
you can't
fine.
Make
I'm
it
not.
bound.
I'm matching the car. I'm like kind of.
And
I don't want to drive this towards Custer at threatening speed.
yeah, its drill obviously isn't going right now.
Of course, yeah.
Put it in reverse the whole way.
It's just like walking forward, which actually puts it a little bit slower than the cart.
Wait a minute. This thing's a walker? I thought it was on
Yeah.
treads.
No, it's got legs.
Oh, that makes things
You
trickier.
have to put it into tread mode.
Tread mode.
That's what I was saying. This isn't actually like it is 5,000 years old, but not from the past. The no ones in one of their quests are gonna find a time machine and get stranded in the past.
Well,
This
it's
is
fine.
like- You accidentally released Perfect Cell when you found that thing.
It's fine. I just need the engine. It doesn't matter if it's on legs, on treads. It can fucking fly for all I care. I just need its power source.
So you do plan on dismantling it.
Well, I plan on studying it, having Nico safely disassemble it,
Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm going to order him to do. Whether Nico agrees or goes off on his own again, that's his pierogi.
Yeah. So yeah, with trudging along with the cart, you all make a rest of the way to Custer. As night starts to fall, you see the walls of the city on the horizon.
New York City, we made it.
The big dusty apple.
It's Friday the 13th today. Say hi to Jason.
Is Jason killing people over there in Custer? Is that we're going to run into a slasher movie villain today?
Only if they're fucking. Or camp counselors.
So Dwight and Flora are dying then?
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's what after he kills them, Lydia, you will walk up to him like, my good man, thank you.
You've done me a great service. Allow me to reward you in coin for taking them off my payroll. Have this piano. Alright, well, we're not going to tough it the rest of the way then. We're going to make camp for the evening.
Oh, we are?
I don't know. Should we just...
I'm fine with that.
You're like about over here, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, let's go in the morning. Make camp for now.
Cherry's, glad we can, at least with the 2 vehicles, can set up a nicer camp.
Yeah,
Like, has them parked parallel against the wind, like, puts up sheets to create a larger, more spacious shelter for us.
All right. In that case, Cherry, I want you to manage provisions.
She's so good at this.
All right. So, yeah, everyone has consumed a ration
yum yum yum.
over
yeah.
over the
Yeah.
course of this journey.
Yes, a ration.
Uh,
How rational.
okay, so I guess in that case, the party, the food is excellent that Cherry makes. She does like a hearty, like, sort of mushroom soup stew type thing. Well spiced, very warm on a. We had a frazzling day. A lot of stuff happened on the road, so just something nice and warm and comforting in this cozy tent while she
What?
like. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. What seasoning did you use? Oh, bone. No. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
And let's
Like
see.
I will say where you're camping out. It's like it looks almost like Badlands. Like you're camping out and like you can see the scorched earth from the war that had been happening, because this is where the fighting was very intense.
Cool. She tells a war story then.
Ah. A recent war story or something more ancient?
Something more ancient, yeah. Like, not like antiquity ancient, but more, from another era, a more romantic, chivalrous era of.
Hmm.
And yeah, but so point being, y'all get a +1.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. Dwight goes ahead and tosses Lydian 5 coin. By the
Bang.
way,
Nice.
saying like that's for the piano.
It sure is. You're remembering your obligations. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And when we get into Custer in the morning, I gotta go. We gotta go see my inn,
Folan.
Olin.
Was that not your inn?
No, no, that's the guy you heard about
Ah, okay. Thought that was
through your.
disregard that, but mental backspace.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Dwight, I gotta go see my inn with one of the companies, with that company that's in the center of all this.
Right, well, break it down a little more for me. What are we looking at here?
Well, the public fund. There's been a crisis of public funding. They're planning on cutting quite a few of most of the funds that go towards the transportation services. Now, this means that a bunch of the companies are going to have to pull out or pivot because they rely on that public funding to send the transportation for a lot of their profiting. A lot of them, but the company that I have an in with, they don't. They actually are in a unique position because they are one of the few. They charge fare.
And the other companies don't charge a fare to use their vehicles. They just subsist off public funding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big blind spot.
And by charging, and they've been able to charge a fare and compete with the other companies because their transportation, their transports are larger, they're able to fit more citizens.
So if all the other companies are pivoting or pulling out the market, won't that make their position stronger? Why would they need an in?
Because there's been a few there's been some because a lot of resources are going towards investigation, because you see a lot of the energy tracks within Custer, what they use to power a lot of these, to power much of these much of their transports, have been under attack by some rogue elements. They can't figure out who or what.
I see. Perhaps a little saboteur trying to clear way for business. Or
Yeah.
maybe outside elements still hung up from the war.
And either way, I have an in with that company. There's been their future is very uncertain. So a lot of investors are panicking. They're pulling out or they're going other places. And I have an opportunity that I will pursue. Because I think they can be set on a good path.
And what exactly are you offering them?
Oh, I'm going to offer them a path into a better future.
A path into a better future.
Indeed.
You're being very vague right now, Dwight. There's something you're holding out on.
Oh, well, it'll all make more sense once I get my in.
Right. Yeah, Lydian just goes to Cherry and just says, actually, where was imagine we're all around camp, so I think he just kind of leans to Cherry and says, that boy's gonna try and get one over on all of us. We're just
Cherry,
we're his transport into town, but the moment he gets what he wants, I don't think he's gonna stick around to let us see what he's doing.
Cherry sort of considers for a minute. And, sort of whispers back. Do you really think he's capable of pulling off that much subtlety effectively?
Well, I'm on to him, so clearly not, but he's gonna try something. Hopefully he doesn't trip the rest of us up in his scheming.
Well, if you know that he's planning something and he doesn't know that you know he's planning on something, shouldn't that give you the upper hand to take advantage of the situation?
It just might. It just might. Yeah, okay, yeah, Lydian kind of goes back, just kind of goes back to Dwight. It's like, so Dwight, what exactly do you need us for, if anything? You seemed ready to run off on your own.
Well, there's just the problem of capital. You have capital. I have less.
So really, I actually am the one who can offer that path you're promising.
Well, we'll share the risk. We'll share the load. We'll share the responsibility.
Dwight. Well, let's see what tomorrow brings. Let's say that.
Indeed. So, we need to decide a watch order for this camp.
I think Lydian will be Last Watch.
Wow.
I want to take Last Watch.
I guess.
Breaking the trend, breaking the pattern.
There's something that Lydian is quite worried about, so that's why he wants to be kind of up first.
Fair enough.
I
will say that.
Yeah, if it's in character, like Lydian is weirdly insistent about alright, I'm last on this one. I want to be up bright. I want to be up bright and early tomorrow.
Well, I normally need to wake up earlier than everyone else to cook breakfast, so I mean, it's really fine if I take last watch. You don't have to.
That's fine. I can fix us up something.
I mean, you're paying me to cook and provide meals. It's a bit unnecessary.
I'm paying you for plenty of things, but you're not doing all of them all the time.
But okay, yeah, no, Jerry relent. She's a bit suspicious though about this. I'll say that.
Alright, so who's gonna take first and second?
Does Nico have a preference?
No. Nico can power nap. Actually, no. I think Nico could take the first watch.
Okay, I guess Jerry has the shitty watch. Sure.
Actually,
Okay.
no. Actually, Sherry can take first. Nico is like whatever. Nico's up all night. Nico sleeps in power naps, anyways.
Alright.
Jerry will stay up late. Tending the fire.
Fire
Very
rising.
well. Okay.
I would like to point out in character, right?
Yeah?
Like, I get Sherry actually has really good hearing and stuff like that. She is, if anything, better at taking watch than your average person. But it's still really funny to me that we have, like, Flora and Dwight who don't have to take a watch. Meanwhile, yeah, the fucking blind woman. You're our watch.
The
for
blind
now.
woman, the
Mhm.
fat middle-aged man, and the fucking easily distracted inventor.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm surprised this party is doing as well as it is.
It's our eccentricities. They make us powerful. And they also make us very suspicious of each other.
Let's see. Lydian,
Yeah.
you're rolling for the night.
Okie
Which
dokie.
means that's just a flat 2d6. Although actually you have a +1 because of Cherry's choice for.
Yeah, the war story. The war story has made me very vigilant.
Oh, it's the food. The food.
Ah, okay.
You have to smack your lips and go yum, and then you have a +1.
Yum.
Snore.
It's a good fucking thing.
All right.
Wow, I did it. Carrie's
food saves the
delicious
day.
cooking and comforting. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had the quick energy you needed to escape these dangers.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna
it's
say.
ravaged by dogs.
Let's see. I get to choose one from this list, so I'm going to say that one party member of my choosing suffers a restless night. That's gonna be Cherry. You have trouble. You have a lot of trouble sleeping, actually. It's hard in these bombed out lands.
You can, you know what, I'm gonna say, despite the +1 forward, Cherry also, like, her story's too scary. Talks about how in the silence of the bombed out wasteland, you can hear the screams of the soldiers who didn't return home.
Mm-hmm. Now then.
Can't sleep. The dogs will eat me.
Yeah, so as everyone else begins to stir, Lydian, since you were up first, I'm gonna say, you notice some people approaching the camp.
Okay, I kind of like climb atop the mining device, the Pathaton vehicle, and I just kind of make a point of like calling out to them. Hey, travelers!
Yep, they look out to you, and one of them just puts a hand up and just says, "Oh, we ain't travelers, sir."
Oh, then who am I speaking to?
Oh, well, I just wanted to ask you if you know that you're sleeping, if you know that you're making use of some private property right now.
Private property.
Ooh, Lydian was the right person to be in this conversation.
Private.
Now, well, forgive me if I'm mistaken, but you got some rather bombed out private property out here.
As bombed out as it may be, this land was bought fair and square by Oratus Incorporated.
Can I roll Spout Law to see if I know that company?
Oh, sure. There's Oratus Incorporated. That started out that was a business that started out in just before the war. In Custer.
Okay.
They haven't done much to become.
This is technically the morning of the next day, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Lydian is shouting quite loud as kind of a means to kind of get the rest of the party alert.
Quiet, I'm trying to power nap.
Eratus Incorporated, it's quite a recent business, pre-war, but not by too long. Well, allow me time to arouse my companions and we'll be on our way.
Oh, we don't mind that you're making use of it so much as we mind that perhaps you give us some remuneration.
Oh, that I do mind.
Pay money.
Well, you mind or not, it's sort of an obligation that you have.
Lydian's looking around. Is there any signposting or anything of the sort?
Around here, not really.
What's not really? Is there like a sign somewhere? Or is there nothing?
There's a small sign on you can see quite a few several meters away. That seems to say property of Oratus Incorporated.
It wasn't there before we went to sleep. They put it up. How do we know this claim existed before we were here? Squatters' rights.
Yeah.
See, I have to say, I feel like I am playing possibly my worst of all my Hemlock characters, the least equipped to deal with this situation.
Now, that's quite a clever little trick right there. Tiny little sign. We could do remuneration, but it might go in my favor if I try for entrapment on such a skeevy little business as this, on the outskirts of town. You'd have to do way better signage than this, put up some fences. Even if your claim is legal, you might not want to go on a legal war with someone better equipped than you.
You intend to challenge us?
Wait. Is Cherry awake by now?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Cherry sort of raises her hand and is like, wait just a second. Sorry, what sign is this?
Now, I have you noticed that one of my traveling companions is a blind woman and we've been beating our feet due south. So, I intend to challenge you and I intend to win. But we could drop it, I could walk away, bygones be bygones.
Roll charisma.
I'm sure this sign has its text printed in Braille.
Yeah, roll charisma. Alright, so, they see, they're looking at you, and, saying, well, we can't rightly punish someone for being blind, I suppose.
They know they can't win in court against Cherry. The jury will take her side, so they're just gonna, penalize everyone except her.
Lydian Dwight somehow, even though he hasn't said a word or appeared yet. I feel you're making the right choice. I will leave.
Let's say that you just didn't. Let's say that we'll let this slide. But for now on, you know this property is private.
That I do. You should make it clearer. Because you might one day try this on someone who's a lot less forgiving than I am. You're pulling this stunt mighty close to, I don't know, where a Tarantino might wind up. Yeah, let's do town racism. Just pull a gun and blow you away.
We're gonna come once November joins the party. Lydian's gonna make sure to camp in this exact spot again, so that he can just have these people fucking blown away.
You're gonna threaten to sue us again? No, I'm gonna threaten to shoot you this time.
As Lydian does his little racism thing, Nico just pipes up. Huh? Are we doing the racist bits again?
What in Sam hell are you talking about? Anyway, alright, break camp, everybody up, come on. We're getting off of this private property.
So, Lydian and Felina are the only two elves we've played in Hemlock, right?
Yeah, I had an elf written up called Davish,
Yeah.
but I never played him. He was meant to be party too. Actually, no, Ivania wasn't an elf, she was just Irish.
Wait, wasn't she an elf?
I actually
Nope.
can't remember. No,
I don't think
human.
so.
I like how we've played two elves and they've both been like scummiest fucking deceitful wheeling and dealing.
It's not the typical elf setup, even though Lydian has an elf origin that he just rejects.
Both of our major elf NPCs have been both of them have been from the same fucking town, first of all. But they've been much more traditional. Zebedee,
Coram and Sylvana. Yeah, Coram and Sylvana, yeah.
I think those are the only two major, party pet NPCs we've had who've been elves, and they were both, more, agile, dexterity, ranger types. Well, one's a ninja, one's a rogue, one's a ranger, but both feel like elf archetypes.
Hmm. Anyway, yeah, I think Lydian kind of hurriedly, helps you take down the, helps you take down kind of the windbreakers of the tent and all that, and we get moving into Custer.
Yep.
Is this why you wanted Last Watch?
I wanted Last Watch because, based on what Dwight said of A Path into the Future, I thought he was going to try and steal the mining device.
Oh, no, yeah. I definitely... I was just, in character, Cherry slyly asking, somewhat sarcastically. So is this why you wanted First Watch?
What can I say? I've got a bit of a sixth sense sometimes.
Alright, so you're heading off into Custer. Once you get to the gates, the guards look at you like, what the hell is that thing?
That thing, my friends, is what is going to take your city into the future. And it's from the ancient past.
I'm fixing it!
Right. Well, you're gonna need to steer clear of traffic and hopefully park it somewhere unobtrusive, alright?
Is there anywhere I might be able to hire a vehicle workshop or something of the sort?
A vehicle workshop.
A garage.
We do get the occasional crawling home or Emberwell vehicle around here. And we got our own vehicles. There are a few different workshops you could probably ask for.
Well, thank you, my good man. Lydian, he gives him 5 coin for the tip.
All right. Well,
I'm curious, actually, Snake. How would you, in Lydian's voice, pronounce that word?
Hang on. 166. Say what word? If you put it in.
Yeah, I don't want to influence by saying it again.
Oh god, I actually have no idea how the fuck. Garage? Why? What?
Yeah.
Garage? I guess it would be like that.
I'm
I
actually.
was
It wouldn't
just
be
curious
it would not
where
be
you-
garage. It would be like
Because
garage.
I
Actually-
think garage would technically be more. Not that it's it's a fantasy, in theory, a fantasy accent. But I think garage would be more.
I'm struggling with this accent
Yeah.
in so many ways already.
I haven't noticed it, but I don't know why it suddenly just occurred to me. I wonder how Snake doing this accent would think to pronounce that word.
Mm.
As Lydian says, as Lydian says,
in the garage. No, garage.
In the garage.
Fuck, I'm really just losing it.
I think it's got to be that long in the garage. Like, really put that in it.
Yeah, it has to be stretched.
In the garage.
actually, Lydian, it's garage.
Don't you lecture me with your $30 haircut. Goku dies.
Ooh, the garage. The garage. It's a car hole. God damn it.
I feel like I shouldn't have brought this up. I feel like I might have just destroyed your ability to voice Lydian.
I have.
Like, you had it, and it just, like, I gave you the yips for it, I feel like.
The problem is, like, with Lydian, with me voicing him, is mentally I'm more thinking about the words I have to avoid saying because I just can't do them. So every
Like,
every
what?
sentence with him is like a fucking minefield, and most of the time I put the foot wrong anyway.
Do you have any notable words that, like, you've
None that come to
repeatedly-
mind immediately. It's just pure, like, fucking instinct when I'm going through the sentence of, like, don't say that, fucking try not to.
Car hole.
Okay, so you make your way into Custer.
Custer.
Meanwhile, in Custer,
We are not going to go for alone. We are not going to go for alone. We are not going to go for alone. We are not going to go for
Thinking-
alone.
Actually,
I
let's
would-
send Dwight off to get alone.
Alright, so
I would
As-
actually really like for just, like, impossibly, just would be contrived, but I wish we could have, like, O'Malley, Lydian, and Felina, the three of them in a room together. Like, imagine that as a party.
I genuinely think that Lydian would be killed. Or would flee.
oh,
I think about the fact those two are combat capable. Lydian is not.
And
Felina
O'Malley,
very much isn't a fighter, though. O'Malley is the only one who's, like,
has actual combat experience, and that's mostly his fighting vigor.
To be fair, tough customer.
Yeah.
so
Anyway.
let's see. You had through the main gate. You're pointed. Yeah, the guard thanks you for the coin. Points you to a place where you can unobtrusively get the vehicle into like a sort of like workshop garage.
All right.
M-
I'm trying to be
which-
careful
By
of
the
driving.
garage.
Yeah, staying out of
Yeah.
traffic as best I can.
Yeah.
Lydian, you should have taken a left there. You need to go a bit to the right.
Maybe the smart thing to do would be to have the cart go in the lead and us just trail behind it.
I do think, like, I joked about this, like, oh, it's the Nowhere from the future that traveled back in time. I do think Jailbird would 1000% be like, we need to put a drill on the Nowhere. We need to put a drill on the Nowhere. We need to. It can do sky, it can do land, it can do sea. It needs to go underground. It's the last great horizon. We need to put... Aegis, we need to put a drill on it.
Aegis just like, okay, and starts trying to save up for it for fucking months through little jobs.
I
They
can make
spend
the
their
drill.
child's college savings on a massive drill to put on their tank.
I'm gonna say you managed to park it like around over here.
Hang on. Okay, yeah. So I kind of
Yeah.
I look for like a spacious workshop, something equipped so that Nico can work and have some, and also so we have some fucking secrecy for the thing. And yeah, I will pay to rent the place out for as long
I
as
will
needed.
work.
All right, yeah, let's say it's 25 coin.
All right, I put down 25 coin, and there we go.
How, is that per day or is that for a set period?
That's for, let's say, a period of 3 days.
Oh wow, that's cheap.
Should hopefully do us. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope these guys have insurance because Nico is about to make things blow.
Now, Nico, this is not your workshop. This is one of the city's workshops that we're hiring now. Your
So?
job, your so I don't want to lose any more than I already have.
You're gonna make millions of this.
Lydian pauses for a moment as his eyes light up, and he goes, "Yeah, I will." Now, first, your job with this, not to break this machine if you can also help it. You gotta work out how it's been powered for so long. We gotta reverse engineer it.
Yes, of course.
I'm just asking Nico to, like, uncover one of the great fucking mysteries of the setting with 3 days in a fucking workshop, but...
Nico can do it.
Okay, great. This is greater
Love
than...
how that wasn't an in-character line of dialogue. That was Swede, like, embodying his character for a second. Like, Nico's ego and self-confidence just was so strong it, like, radiated out from the very universe into Swede. In fairness, I guess I had that with Felina sometimes, too. But...
When you were in Felina mode, it was hard to separate.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Indeed.
so
We're gonna...
Dwight. Oh yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, no, you go ahead.
So yeah, Dwight sets up and goes like, "All right, time to go see about that inn."
All right, good luck.
Oh no. What is Dwight gonna do?
Lydian says, like, "All right, good luck." He wants to see if Dwight is gonna, like, test him as, like, "Oh, but I need you."
Yeah, you're not coming with.
It's your inn. Am I meant to come along to that? I thought that was yours.
Well, I suppose you don't have to.
All right, if you don't want me there,
I wouldn't mind,
you wouldn't
just in
mind.
case. Yeah, just in case. No, I've probably got it. I've probably got it.
All right, you think you got it? All right, good luck.
Right. Okay.
And then we just stand there.
This scene happening off screen is something, but okay.
Oh man. Yeah, if only
Wow.
one of us could follow, but you know.
I was gonna say...
I mean, that's
Shit.
what that's the funny fucking thing is, like, I just need him to admit who has the real power here. I need him to admit that Lydian is utterly instrumental and he's useless without him.
I am.
Well, if you don't, well,
Jerry is watching this with, like, increasingly, like, she's hiding it, but there is a bit of, like, anime background exasperation, animation, just like, oh god, this has all just come down to a dick measuring contest.
Like, Flora is there as well with the exact same fucking look.
Yeah.
Well, alright, me and Nico will be working on this then if you don't need us.
Well, for the first part, I won't really need you, but, well, once I need to go to the company itself, your presence would be greatly appreciated.
Greatly appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, they're the center of it. If you have any moves you want to make, they're the place to be.
Well, I suppose I could come along for that if you think I'm necessary.
Yeah, that would be definitely good.
Definitely good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So should I get working on this in the meanwhile then, or What are we doing? What about now?
Well, right now I've got to go get my in the company.
So you're going to the company now?
Well, going somewhere else first
Where are you going?
to get my in with the company. Oh, just to
It's the worst
visit.
dialogue. I'm being such a twat.
Wow.
I'm being
I didn't
such
expect this. I honestly did not expect this to be a thing.
to be this dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
Just Lydian just like wanting
If
Dwight to fucking concede after last night and being secretive.
I don't know how to bring tension, and then suddenly a big spring flies between them, coming from the garage.
Just juts in the. You know, maybe I ought to come with. This place is going to become a death trap.
Nico runs over. Oh, there it went. No, don't worry. I was just testing the hydraulics. They're very powerful.
That they are. Right. Well, let's go get in with your in.
All right,
And
sure.
afterwards, we should probably find an inn.
Go ahead and accompany me. Oh well, I might just work out my own rooming arrangements if things go well.
Right. Well, that would be appreciated. That would be a load off my mind. I can't take care of you forever, of course.
Of course.
Jesus Christ! Which one of these guys have got to pull a gun on the other first?
Lydian doesn't use guns, so I'm like at a big disadvantage.
I don't
The
think
moment Dwight decides to kill Lydian is like game over, really.
Okay, so who's accompanying Dwight, Lydian, and Flora? Nico, are you staying behind to work on the thing?
Absolutely.
All
Yeah,
right, and
Nico is busy.
Cherry, are you going with
Yeah,
Dwight,
of
Lydian, and
course
Flora?
she's going with
I'm
Lydia.
going.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I just want to say, for like world building measures, I don't know. I like to imagine like if this was a show. I don't know. For some reason, Weird Al's hardware store would be playing when Nico's working. That is all. Just
Yeah.
It's weird. I have like a very fucking particular song that I associate with like working on stuff montages, and now I'm trying to fucking find it. It is very fucking. And it's for the dumbest. There it is. Because it's from fucking Clay World Off the Table, which is a fucking film I watched.
I don't even know what that is.
That is a super old web series, and there's just like. It's about a bunch of fucking idiot claymen who live on a table, and like he made a like feature-length film out of it where they get an RC car and go exploring the wider world. I was really into that series when I was like 11.
Huh.
And just because of like the fucking scene where they're getting their car put together, I just always associate this song with like working on stuff montages. The opening is very fucking good for it. It kind of trails off though once the lyrics kick in.
It's interesting which songs that like I used to associate with something else I now associate with Hemlock more. A lot of songs that were in Breaking Bad, weirdly. There are a lot of songs I associate with Cherry now. I like this song.
Yeah, it's nice.
This is weird soundtracks. I think it was a lot of indie bands from Texas, which like were local, and the guy who made it knew, like personally.
I kind of want to check out this series.
I don't know how if it would resonate with you, but it'd be interesting to see. Like this is like super old internet stuff. Like this series was around 2005, 2006. It's super old.
Fulp is in it?
Because the guy who made it, Knox, Robert Benfer, he was really big on Newgrounds when this was being made.
Oh, okay.
Like, this series was originally uploaded on fucking Newgrounds.
Alright. Okay, so,
Tragic story,
yeah.
though. Just one last thing is, like, the guy who made the series just turned out to be a massive cunt once he reached, like, adulthood.
Oh my god.
Like, ran multiple like DVD scams of like collecting pre-order money and then never shipping anything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man, sounds like a character I would make.
honestly, yeah. Just
It sounds like a bit like Gordon. You remember Gordon?
Yeah, I do remember
Gordon from-
Gordon. Gordon actually supplied though.
Yeah,
Just nothing good.
he was honest. He supplied his bootleg DVDs.
He ran a fucking moonshine still. Anyway, yeah. I'm just walking behind Dwight, like whistling, hands in like my pockets, taking in the town.
Yeah, Dwight leads you through the city. Brings you to a quite nice part of town, actually. Close to the park. Where he stops off at a very nice looking house. And just knocks on the door. A few moments later, the door is answered by a man, and Dwight just immediately goes, "Cousin!" And the door immediately slams shut on him.
What did he say, cousin? You cut out a bit.
Yeah, he said, "Cousin!"
Oh, right.
And the door slammed shut on him. The man looked like kind of frayed.
I'm gonna say something, Dwight. Your inn seemed to want you out.
Oh, just needs a little. The wheel needs a little grease. He knocks on the door again.
Oh, I know something about greasing wheels. Oh, I actually can't. I
What?
forgot to do something.
What
when
did
we
you
entered
forget to do?
Custer. I haven't entered a new civilized settlement in a little bit. When you return to a civilized settlement you visited before, tell the GM when you were last here. They'll tell you how it's changed since then, which again is about 20 years ago.
All right.
A little under 20 years ago.
So, going through the city, you can you hear a lot less footsteps and a lot more of the transports moving around. There was a lot more foot traffic on the city back when you had visited.
When she was 17.
Yeah, but now a lot more people are taking the transports.
Interesting. Cool. Thank you. I can always find someone who respects the customs of hospitality to take you in as their guest, but we're not looking for a place to stay yet.
Uh-huh.
You know, Dwight, why do I feel I shouldn't be surprised that it's a familial relation rather than a business one that's your inn here?
Oh, listen, I know how to get what I want. And besides, family helps family.
Some people believe that.
You guys aren't family.
So, the door opens up again, and the guy just goes, I thought I was hallucinating you. And he just goes, "Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Let us in. We have some things to discuss. I wanted to visit you after hearing from, Oh, God.
Well, we were in
I
Morocco
like
Springs,
to
and then
imagine
we
this
were...
is-
Yeah.
I like to imagine this is in character, him trying to remember his cousin-in-law's name or whatever.
Yeah, after hearing from Jake, I just wanted to. He told me a bit about your situation. I figured I'd go ahead and see how you were doing. So hey, I have some things I think we should talk about. Oh, you remember Flora? And he goes, "Yeah." The transforming girl. Well, we're together now. Okay.
I like the cousin.
Yeah.
So
And then he just like relents and just sighs and just says, looks at the four of you and says, "All right, I'll go tell Katie to put on a few more. I'll go tell Katie to prepare a bit more food."
Looks at Lydian. A lot more food.
Yeah, go ahead and come in.
Does anyone like acknowledge that Lydian looks like Pallet? Because he's fucking sick.
Cherry does say wanting to prepare more food, and she sort of gives a bow and, I'm terribly sorry to be dropping in unannounced by this. I normally try and respect, the rules of... I'd be happy... I'm, hired for similar accommodations. I'd be happy to help prepare food if you'd allow it.
Oh, actually, I guess she could use some help around the kitchen. You don't mind kids, do you?
And Cherry sort of laughs. Of course not.
All
Well,
right.
come on, Flora. Let's all go to the kitchen, a woman's place. Let's let the men talk.
Hey, you're the one who
Alright.
did this.
Yeah.
You walked into this.
It's like I was saying, because it is in character, and then I just realized, wait a minute.
You don't get to label us with sexism when you're the one who did
Yeah.
this. That's entrapment.
Maybe this guy could have been like, oh, I'll go cook some food while Katie talks to you. But no, he's like, Katie, the woman, is going to have to do all the
Yeah.
cooking for all these guests. Cherry didn't start this, she just participated in
I
it.
see.
Yeah, as you go in, as you're welcomed into the house, Fudge just goes, Cousin Palmer, I always said you'd be the successful one of the family, and look at you, family man.
So you're admitting you're not successful?
I had, other things ahead of me.
Palmer is kind of a ironic name, considering he's the one who has clearly had sex.
Anyway, Palmer,
all be adopted.
Palmer. Yeah, so, Palmer just goes, Katie, we got my cousin Dwight here with some other people. You're gonna get some help in the kitchen, though. And yeah, the old woman's voice just kind of calls back, like, all right, I'll prepare a few more eggs then.
A few more single eggs.
You must eat all the eggs.
Yeah.
Just imagine going back to the kitchen and it's like there's just a frying pan with several, like, gelled eggs kind of just toasting up in there.
Why it's actually cracking me up. The idea.
I do appreciate... Yeah. I also appreciate, like, obviously Cherry can do this, but, like, the blind person in the blindfold was like, oh, I can go help in the kitchen with, like, the stove and the knives, and the person's just like, alright, that.
I should have fucking expected Dwight to find people like this.
Like, hey, Katie, good news, someone's gonna come help you in the kitchen, and then a blindfolded woman walks into an unfamiliar kitchen. Hi, could you point me to the knives?
Okay, let's do some damage to this house.
Okay. So,
I want to first do the kitchen. Just I
Okay.
figure this will take less time.
right.
So just like, well, first of all, what's the vibe? Like, is this place, the house in general, and the kitchen, is this like place nice, upscale?
Yeah, it's very nice and upscale.
Okay, yeah.
I hope they don't have a piano in here, otherwise fucking Cherry's gonna get them divorced somehow.
Yeah.
Just home wreck fucking Palmer.
There's
The
two
problem-
kids, a boy and a girl, who are playing who are in the kitchen, hanging by their mom, who sees you and goes, "Oh, you're wearing a blindfold."
And yeah, Cherry gives a bow, you know. It's very nice to meet you and see your, or it's very nice to meet you and thank you for having me in your lovely home. My name's Cherry. I'm hired for traveling accommodations. Um, I apologize that we stopped by so unannounced and on such without any notice or anything at such an early time. I'd be happy to help you out in the kitchen. This is part of my job description, and to make up for any lack in accommodation.
Oh, sure. Can you just grab some strips of bacon then? Or she leads you to
Or yeah,
she
Cherry. Again, she's a kitchen's honestly a pretty good place for her, especially she can smell and stuff like
yeah.
that. That's always going to be useful.